Well, hello. Get in here. Let me see if I see Conservative Mamas live. I always check to make sure you guys get that because I get it. Hopefully you get it. So, hey guys, what's up? How's it going? How is everyone? Where do we start? Where do we start? It is Tuesday. We're heading into the 4th of July weekend, which is so super exciting. I love the 4th of July. I love fireworks. And man, if we were ever at a point where we could see a revolution take place, it's right now. I'm telling you guys, it is crazy out there. And I don't think you need me to say that. I think that it's completely obvious to you what we're dealing with. I just want to, first of all, really quick before we get started, I want to thank Rob Hicks with Hicks Video. He's producing now for me on Tuesdays. I hope to kind of make this a regular thing where I go live on Tuesdays, give you guys a rundown of what's going on. I know we have busy moms and dads out there that we don't have time, and you might have just shut the news off because why even listen to the fake news media anymore? But tune in on Tuesdays around 1:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 3:30 Eastern Time. And I'm going to try to kind of give you guys a quick recap or just catch you up on what's going on. Rob has reminded me to remind people that I do speaking events. I do speak. And I also have the ability to, with Rob, speak via Zoom. So if you guys are holding some kind of engagement or GOP party or women's party or anything like that, I can stream in like this and say hello and talk, or I can come physically to you. So either way, totally write me at conservativemama@yahoo.com and I will give you the details on that. Also check out my website. I've got more stuff there. I'm going to be starting a newsletter. So I'm just kind of compiling emails right now. But as the censorship increases, I feel like I need to push more people towards my website just to be safe. Also, I am on Parler. I think, is it Parler, Rob? I think you Parler. Parler. As a conservative mama, just MOMMA. So come check me out. They're starting to really pick up censorship as we head into this 2020 election. They want to make it look like there's no conservatives left. Like, just, check out the polls. Trump is losing. It's horrible. Nobody loves him anymore. There's no conservatives out there anymore. They're all lies. So, but they are trying to shut us down to make you feel like you're isolated and alone. That's a total lie. So that's what they do. If you guys have been paying attention in 2016, they did the same thing. I was a co-chair for Trump in my state and worked with the campaign, and you witness how they suppress the vote. And just so you know, guys, they poll so many more Democrats than they do Republicans in the polls. When you start to look at the statistics, you're like, wait a minute, you polled like 10 more Democrats than you did Republicans. Like they don't headline with that. So you really have to look deeper, and you have to know that the media is going to lie to you. They're going to lie. That they do lie. They've been lying. That's what they do. But I wanted to start this out. Well, not start. I already started out. I keep starting out. But I wanted to move into this viral picture right now. I'm sure you guys have seen this. It's a viral picture of a woman named Caitlin Rowland. She is a soccer player for the National Women's Soccer League. It was a Challenge Cup this last Saturday that they played in Herman, Utah. On July 26th, and both teams decided to kneel during the national anthem. They decided to kneel as the flag in our country and those who have fought, bled, and died for our freedom. They decided to disrespect in that moment for Black Lives Matter. And we're going to get more into, we'll touch on Black Lives Matter and what their movement really is about. So these women are all kneeling, and this one woman, Caitlin Rowland, she stands. Man, she stands. And there's been captions all over the place. But this is just how the media spins things. Watch this. Christian goaltender refuses to take a knee during the national anthem. Okay. Christian. Do you see that? Do you see how they zeroed in on the Christian part? You see how they zero in on they're attacking the Christian here. And this is the end goal, guys. This is the end goal. The end goal is to come for Christianity. The end goal is to come for the Jewish people too as well. They hate Israel. They hate Christians. This same mob mentality are the people that fed Christians to tigers in the Colosseum over in Italy, okay? These people are crazy. Marxism is crazy. The Black Lives Movement, which is a Marxist movement, is crazy. Their whole goal is to shut down Christians, to shut down the support of Israel. They want communism. They want to completely transform our country. They want to defund the police. They want to get rid of the Constitution. They're coming for you, okay? And right here, you can see it in this article. They're attacking a Christian woman standing for her flag. Listen to me. My grandfather fought in World War II, and there's no way I'm going to let this mob make me kneel during the national anthem, okay? We are about to celebrate July 4th. We're about to celebrate our freedom. What sets us apart from every other nation is the individual freedom that we have, protected by the Constitution. The Constitution protects you and me from the mob. That's what it does. It protects you and me from the mob mentality, from, hey, the mob has voted, groupthink has voted, this is what we're doing. And if you as an individual don't want to comply, too bad. But the Constitution protects you and says you don't have to comply. You're protected as an individual with your rights under the Constitution. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And it was written by our founding fathers, which are being trashed right now as well. Show me one person that is flawless. Okay, we're attacking Thomas Jefferson, George Washington. Even people are attacking Abraham Lincoln, who freed the slaves, okay? Because there's some fault, because they weren't perfect. Well, show me the perfect person out there. Show me who they are, because I don't know one perfect individual. Every single one of us has flaws, but that doesn't mean that you throw everything out. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. There is still good, even though you might have had some flaws. And it's shocking to me that we're tearing down statues. We're ridiculing our founding fathers because they weren't perfect, because they were flawed. I'm flawed. But see, that's part of the Black Lives Matter communist movement. And let's just start calling it the Black Lives Matter communist movement, because that's what it is. It's the Black Lives Matter communist movement. They're putting Black Lives Matter on the front of it to completely distract you from the communist movement that they are, okay? Because if it was about Black lives, like I've said this before, they would be standing outside of Planned Parenthood protesting against the 247 Black babies that are murdered every single day by Planned Parenthood. They would be walking in the streets right now because 16 were shot over this weekend in Chicago. They would be protesting there if it was about Black lives. It's not about Black lives. It's about pushing a Marxist agenda to destroy our country. And we need to be aware of it. We need to be alert of it. And we need to be vigilant and speak back to this stuff when it starts coming at you. So I just want to give my hats off to Caitlin Rowland, because you know what? It takes one. It takes one to stand up and say no. Look at the life of Jesus. He was one and he transformed the world. Look at Martin Luther King, one and transformed the world. Look at Lincoln, one and transformed the world. Look at Mother Teresa, one and transformed the world. It takes one. You can be that one. Do not be intimidated. Do not be discouraged. Don't think that you can't make a difference because it's just you. You can make a difference, and you can stand up to this mob, because the minute you do that, they don't know what to say. They're a bunch of cowards. So I want you guys to remember that there is the power of one. And that woman standing out there when everybody else was kneeling, it took courage, it took boldness, it took the ability to defy groupthink. Everybody is groupthink right now. Everybody is doing what everybody else is doing without the science, without the facts. They're just kind of like, we're just like lab rats right now. And it's horrible. So stop. We have to pause, take a deep breath, like I'm doing now, and realize you can be that one. You can be the one that has an impact, that changes a civilization, that you can change history. And I'm talking to the mom at home. You can make a difference. I'm talking to the dad, the single dad, that suddenly you can make a difference. And sometimes we think, well, I don't know how I make it. You make a difference when you don't go along with the crowd. You make a difference when you call out the hypocrisy. You make a difference when you speak truth in the midst of the lies and the deception. You make a difference when you knock doors. You make a difference when you vote. You make a difference when you pray. I'm telling you right now, the power of prayer. Oh, do not underestimate the power of prayer. There is so much power and authority when you speak. Those words that come out of your mouth, when you speak with the authority that you speak with the authority that Jesus spoke with. If you're a believer filled with the Holy Spirit, nothing can stand against you. Nothing. So you begin to speak, begin to pray, gather with other believers. I'm telling you, oh goodness, I'm telling you. I got together with some of the most powerful women I know when we headed into this 2016 election, and we prayed. Oh, and we prayed and we prayed and we prayed and we fasted and we prayed. And people were like, there's no way that Trump could win. There's just no way. It's impossible. It's a David versus Goliath. I mean, we've got the media against him. We've got Hollywood against him. We've got the globalists against him. We've got the Democrats against him. We've got the big corporations against him. There's no way. There's no way. And we prayed. And I'm telling you, when you pray, you take authority over what's going on in the heavenly realms. Because this is an attack. This is an all-out attack, an assault on our country, on individual liberty, on our freedom, on the religious liberty that we have in America. It's an assault, and you've got to get together and pray. So you can make a difference. The one can make a difference. So hats off to Caitlin Rowland being the one. And raise your kids to be the one. Show your kids that picture and say, this is what you do. When everybody is doing one thing, you do the right thing. Don't follow the crowd. So let me see here. I also wanted to touch base because I know a lot of conservatives are upset right now with the recent ruling by the Supreme Court yesterday. Chief Justice Roberts sided with the liberals. He sided with the liberals. So there's a Louisiana law that had been established. It was called the Unsafe Abortion Protection Act. And what it did is it required abortion providers to have admitting privileges in hospitals within 30 miles of an abortion facility. So a woman's going to have an abortion. And the Louisiana law required that a woman going to have an abortion has to be at a clinic that's within 30 miles from the hospital, right? And they have to have admitting privileges, which means that they're immediately accepted in if they were to need urgent care. Planned Parenthood, baby killing factory, they don't have their facilities close to hospitals. They're all over, and they're not close to hospitals, and they don't want to be close to hospitals. And this actually is it really exposes that they don't care about women. It's not about women's health, because let's say a woman has an abortion, which I'm completely and totally against, but a woman has an abortion. Something goes wrong. She starts bleeding. Who knows what happens? She needs immediate care, and she's not close enough to a hospital to get that care. She dies, right? She dies. Planned Parenthood, you would think, because they're all about women's health and they care so much about the woman, that they would want to be close to a hospital so the woman gets the care that she needs if she needs it. But they don't, because they see this as a shutdown of abortion clinics and facilities, because they want to have as many abortion baby killing facilities all over, as many as possible, and they don't want to be bound by having to be close to a hospital. Well, Chief Justice Roberts rules in favor with the liberals. Let's just remember this guy, okay? And there's rumors. I don't know, Rob's watching here. I don't know. We might have to check, but I've heard rumors that he's got ties to maybe possibly visiting an island that another guy owned that, had underage girls there. I don't know. It's alleged. So I'm not going to verify that, but I'm going to say it's alleged. And I'm also going to say this guy was appointed by George W. Bush. Okay, you guys might love George W. Bush. Not a fan, globalist. He's a globalist. His family are globalists. They are globalists, okay? So not a fan. Doesn't surprise me. This Chief Justice Roberts doesn't surprise me. Okay, he's probably rhino is what you would call him, a Republican in name only, not voting Republican, not voting conservative, not voting pro-life, not holding true to the Constitution and the values that we hold as Americans. He's he's liberal, basically, a cloaked liberal. You can't see, but he's really a liberal. So this is why, guys, this is why our voting matters. This is why it's so incredibly important for us to vote, because we've got another shot at another Supreme Court justice if Trump is able to get a second term here. So we need conservatives on the Supreme Court for this very issue. And so if that alone, I've got a lot of people that are like, that alone should cause you, if you're conservative, if you're pro-life, if you believe in science, because science says a baby in the womb is life, that's science, that you would support pro-life judges and you would vote for a president that is pro-life, because Trump is the most pro-life president we have had ever. More pro-life than Reagan. Okay, he has enacted more pro-life, and I have a whole video on that. You can look it up, Conservative Mama, where I go into detail on how Trump is the most pro-life president we've ever had. So I could actually maybe loop that in somewhere. But it's so important that we vote pro-life and we vote for pro-life Supreme Court justices. And that happens when you have a pro-life president, because he's able to appoint these guys. Also, where am I right now? Okay. I wanted to really quick touch on this because I wasn't going to talk about this, but I saw Rand Paul earlier today at a hearing, and he's at a hearing with Dr. Fauci. Now, don't get me to start talking about Dr. Fauci, because I'm not a Fauci fan. I never have been. He's got a lot of ties to the deep state. He's got a lot of ties to Democrats. He's got a lot of ties to Bill Gates, who I'm not a fan of. Bill Gates. What's this, Rob? What's this? He's got. Oh. Oh yeah. I'll do it in 1 minute. And he's got a lot of ties to Bill Gates, and people are acting like Bill Gates is suddenly some doctor. The guy's not a doctor. Okay, he's a software guy. He's not a doctor. And suddenly we're like looking to Bill Gates, and gosh, man, you go into Bill Gates, he said some pretty dark stuff about vaccines, about wanting to vaccine people. And I would have a real long pause about anybody that wants to rush a vaccine and inject it into the population without any studying on long-term effects. Because I'm not going to inject myself with something that hasn't been studied for a long time and is verified to work. I'm just not, and I'm not anti-vax. I'm not an anti-vax person, but I am saying I'm not going to insert a vaccine into myself that hasn't been verified and tested for a long time. Because what? Oh, sorry, 10 years in, you lose your eyesight or liver failure. I mean, God knows. Call this number if you took the COVID-19 vaccine. And, we have the lawyers standing by. I mean, I don't need that. So if you guys want to do that, feel free. And then let me know how it goes, because I'm just not there. I'm not there. Anyways, Rand Paul nailing Fauci, asking him questions specifically about, because Fauci's like, oh, we can't play baseball. Why can't we play baseball, Dr. Fauci? Oh, I don't know if kids can go back to school because they could get sick and they could transfer the virus, and we're just going to have to shut down until everybody in the world's vaccinated. And Rand Paul had a few things to say about that. Check this out. It's pretty cool. And I just love Rand Paul. So Rand Paul video. Let's go.
Hello, America. We have a big ask. We were asking you to stay in your homes for 2 weeks. 2 weeks to flatten the curve. We don't want to overrun the hospitals. So stay home, save lives. 2 weeks. We can do this. Okay? I don't think they're going to like this. Okay. All right. Hello again, America. We are going to ask you to extend the 2 weeks to 30 days. 30
you to see, and maybe Rob, maybe you didn't get it, but it was a Rand Paul just basically asking Dr. Fauci, there's no science that kids are transferring and spreading this disease, and there's no science because schools throughout Europe have started back up. They're on a different school cycle, and they're in school, and there's been no spread at all. And yet here we are in America saying that we might not be able to have a normal school year. We might not be able to have school at all because Dr. Fauci says so, when there's no evidence at all that this virus is impacting children in a negative way, or that it's spreading to parent, being carried by children and then spread to their parents. There's no scientific evidence of that. So we don't have the clip, but I encourage you to look it up, because it's so good, where he just calls it out with the facts, with data, with science. He holds up the charts and saying there's been no outbreaks with children going back to school. There's been no outbreaks with them transferring it and spreading it to adults. There's no reason why we can't have an absolutely normal school year this fall. None whatsoever. And Fauci doesn't know how to respond to that, because it's facts, because it's data. And that's what we did, what Rand Paul brought. And I thought it was just awesome, because we don't shut down our schools when the flu happens. The flu is way more deadly to children, just so you know. It's so much more deadly, and we have a vaccine for the flu. And yet we don't shut down our schools. We don't change a dang thing during the school year when the flu kills thousands of people and is way more deadly to children. So all of this is to disrupt the norm, and plus it instills fear. It's perpetuating fear. It's continuing the fear. People are freaking out there because there's more cases of COVID-19. There's more cases because we're testing more people. Okay. When you have the ability to test more people, there's more cases. Also, like places like Arizona, I was watching a podcast earlier, and they're saying that this one guy was saying, he goes, my wife was virtually diagnosed with COVID. Like, she called into a doctor, and they're like, yeah, I think it sounds like you have COVID. And they said she had COVID. No proof that there's COVID. So they're counting so much as COVID right now. And also its death rate is tiny. It's so much small. It continues to nosedive. So as the cases increase, the mortality rate is continuing to go lower and lower and lower. So it's not like, and I actually earlier today, I was on a call with a woman. I was like 30 years old, and she has COVID. Like she's like, yeah, it's a little bit difficult to breathe. But the hardest part of COVID is the isolation part, is having to be away from other people. She goes, that's what really sucks, is I can't be around other people until I'm cleared. So, it's completely being blown up to instill fear. And fear will cause you to just completely lock down and freeze like a deer in the headlights and paralyze you. And that's what they want to do. They want you to be fearful. They want you to think that all hell is breaking loose out there and that you have no control over anything. And then, hey, vote for Biden, who's been in office for almost 50 years, and he'll change it all up. He'll save the day, because he's not had a chance to do that yet. It's just stupid. So just don't be fearful. Okay. Also, the biggest thing, and I'm going to wrap up here soon, is I wanted to really quick cover this the St. Louis couple. Okay. The McCloskeys they are a couple that defended their home when rioters and looters started heading for the suburbs in St. Louis. Okay. And they came out. I was reading that they were having like dinner or some kind of meal outside, and they heard a bunch of noise, and they're like, what's going on? And they see like this mob walking towards their home, and they're like, hey, this is private property. And that just enraged the mob even more. They started to get scared. This couple started to get scared, as anyone would. If you start seeing a mob approach your home with the loved ones that you care about in your home, you're going to do whatever you can to defend yourself. So they go get their weapons. Thank God they have weapons. If you don't have weapons, man, I don't know what you would do in this situation. So they went and got their weapons and they stood out defending their home. And liberals are outraged by this. They're like, oh my gosh, like they were just peacefully protesting. They were just saying hi to the couple. They just wanted to know what the couple was having for dinner. They were just saying hi. They weren't being mean or anything. Well, take a look at what they did to this couple's gate. Okay, this couple has a gate to their home. They completely tore their gate down. That doesn't look peaceful to me. Does that look peaceful to you? Does that just look like a sweet little just stopping by to say hi? We just wanted a piece of pie and have some lemonade with you. Come on, this is nuts. Okay, that's like an iron gate. That it takes an incredible amount of force to turn down an iron gate. That's not peaceful. So now this couple's under investigation for defending their home because it's a liberal run city in St. Louis, and now they're looking into this couple. I mean, oh my gosh, this couple, they're trying to defend their home. They look so scary. And let's look at the McCloskey couple again. They look like they do not look scary to me. They look terrified and they're just trying to protect themselves. They don't look like they're out there causing trouble. They're trying to defend their property. But this is the Marxist movement, guys. This is what they're about. They are coming for everything. They're coming for your home. They're coming for your property. They hate private property. They hate property owners. They hate anybody that's been successful. They hate anybody that's worked hard. They hate it. And I wanted to really quick tell a quick story because I was hanging out with one of my friends yesterday, and she Trump supporter, just awesome mom. Her husband is a very successful doctor, and he's just like, I don't know. I sometimes feel like, do we just just let them see what the leftist wants. We just give in to the left and let them see, okay, fine. You want communism. You want, your leftist, you want your socialism. Let's just give it to them. And then they'll destroy everything and they'll realize that that's not what they really want. And this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to wear you down. They're trying to make you think, oh, just fine. Take your socialism, take your communism, just have it. I'm so tired. No, because the only way you get out of communism and socialism is through war. Okay. It's through all out war. Okay. So you're going to lose an incredible amount of life when you try to get out of communism and socialism. So you don't just, oh, fine. You can, no. We fight this stuff, guys. We stand against it. We speak out to it. We say, no, not here, not on American soil. Communism will not thrive. Socialism will not thrive. We will not lay down our individual liberty and freedom just to pacify you. Because I'm telling you right now, Joe Biden is not going to cause peace. Okay, these people are not peaceful. This Marxist movement is not peaceful. They will take and take and take and take and take until there is nothing left to take. They are causing anarchy, not for the sake of anarchy. They are taking and causing anarchy so that you say, fine. Oh my gosh, we need some kind of government intervention. We need the government to come in and save us. We need the government to do something here. We need the government. And when you allow big government, which is total communism, to come in and begin to say, okay, we'll take care of it, that's when you give up your freedom. You give up your individual liberty. You know how you stop this is by standing up to it, by being like the McCloskeys and saying, not here. Not on my soil. No. Like being like Caitlin Rowland, who does not take a knee. Not here. Not on my soil. That's how you stop this stuff, is by standing up to the mob and saying, no, not on my turf. Not on my watch. And that's what we're called to do. That's how you stop this stuff, and you call it out. We got to keep calling it out. Call out these Marxists. And when someone's like, oh, they start going off about all the Black Lives Matter movement and on, it's just stop them and say, do you know what you're really supporting? Do you know what these people are really after? Do you know what they're really about? And also let them know that Karl Marx was a racist. So these two Black Lives Matter women that are heading up the Black Lives Matter movement have declared themselves as Marxist. They've said they're Marxist. There's pictures of them with Hugo Chavez, and Hugo Chavez has destroyed Venezuela. You want to see what Marxism looks like? Take a look at Venezuela, okay? Well, these women are Karl Marx fans. They are Marxists, and Karl Marx was a racist, straight up racist. What people need to do is they need to research Karl Marx. So before you say, yeah, I identify as a Marxist, or yeah, I think I'm a communist, which is just, I can't even believe I'm saying that. I can't even believe that I'm living in a time where I'm actually having to tell people that communism is bad. Marxism is bad. Socialism is bad. Yes, it's bad because it's killed over 100 million people in the last 100 years. And the only way to get out of communism is to have a war to get out of it. So these people that are like, oh, I'm going to vote for Biden because I'm so tired and just, I just don't. This is about communism versus individual liberty and freedom. That's what this is about. It's so much bigger than Trump. It's not about Trump. Get away from Trump. This is about you maintaining your freedom as an individual here in America as we celebrate the 4th of July against communism. And Das Kapital, written in 1867, Karl Marx, he makes racist remarks against Mexicans. He makes racist remarks against the Jewish people. And he makes racist remarks against the Black population, specifically insulting their brains. And these people call themselves Marxists. So they are following a racist, which is just the most absurd. It shows how stupid these people are. And it shows how stupid anybody is that wants to support Marxism when the guy is a racist. So that's very important for people to understand. Das Kapital, you can read it, written by Karl Marx, 1867. He's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. And you've got these people that are like, yeah, we love Karl Marx, because they don't know who Karl Marx is. They haven't studied anything about him. They have no knowledge, no insight. So I feel like I've been ranting this whole time, Rob. I just wanted to get on and give you guys that quick rundown. I know that we're heading into July 4th. There's a lot going on. You're getting together with family and friends. Maybe you'll even have a debate with somebody that is a self-proclaimed Marxist, and you can let them know that Karl Marx was a racist, and that'll really throw them off, which is what we love to do. But I want to give a shout out to the people that are standing up, for the people that are speaking up, for the people that are declaring liberty and freedom, and they're not cowering, because this is a time where you can't be quiet, or you can't just say, okay, like, let's just let this pass. You have to speak up. You have to have a voice. You have to, if you can't do it for yourself, do it for your kids. Do it for your grandkids. Do it because you want them to have the same individual liberty and freedom that you grew up with, because right now it's completely and totally under threat. So I hope you guys have a wonderful 4th. Again, I wanted to mention, I do speaking events. I work with Rob on a lot of stuff if it's through Zoom, and I can do that for you guys. Check out my website. Come see me at Parlor, Conservative Momma, and share these videos, because we got to get this out there. I think it encourages other people that are kind of like, I don't want to say anything, to say something, because you'll be amazed when you come at somebody with facts and statistics and data and historical evidence. They don't know what to do, because most of these people, these liberals that I know, they are emotionally led. They're completely emotionally led. They do this because they feel a certain way. Everything's based on their feelings. It's not based on logic. It's not based on facts. It's not based on any kind of evidence. It's just feelings. So when you combat that with facts and logic and common sense and prayer, there's nowhere for them to go. And so that's what I encourage you guys to do. Have a wonderful 4th. Tune in. I will do radio again this Thursday. I'll give you guys a little link on that on Thursday. klzradio.com. I do a radio there. So, okay. I think that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Happy 4th. God bless. Keep speaking the truth. We'll talk soon, guys. Bye.